Firstly, I welcome the fact that it is a unanimous judgment. Unanimity is very important in such cases which have deep social implications. See, the Supreme Court under Article 142 of the Constitution has all the powers to render an order which does complete justice in the matter, and the Supreme Court has invoked those powers to give a complete quietus to the matter. Very often the central government has been asked to formulate schemes when there is no legislation, for instance. So, here the central government was anyway acting as the statutory receiver ever since the Farooqi judgment. Now, the central government has been told what to do with the land and in what manner are both claims to be satisfied. Exclusive possession, in as much as non-Muslims were excluded from the mosque pre-1857, that the Muslims could not prove. That is the verdict of the Supreme Court. However, post 1857, there were British administrators who divided the land in a manner of speaking by allowing Hindus access to the outer courtyard and keeping the inner courtyard for Muslims. That by itself did not grant any claim of exclusive possession. It was shared possession. Then, so in a sense, this court was was told to unscramble a 500-year-old scrambled egg. It has tried its best under the circumstances. It was a complex issue. It was a vexed issue. Pleadings were not perfect, nor was the evidence perfect. So, ultimately, after decreeing both suits, what is the relief to be given? That is the court's domain, and the court has exercised it. Everybody has differing standards of fairness. Everybody has differing standards of compensation. Like even in land acquisition compensations, for instance, somebody acquires your house and gives you a huge fortune in return, you may still think it is unfair. After having decreed their suit, saying that you have proved that you were on the land lawfully, then if that claim has to be adjusted, that would be perfectly lawful. Well, the court seems to have travelled a very careful path. In the earlier bits, it has said that it would not give a judgment based on faith alone. It has gone on the entire evidence and the pleadings, but in the moulding of the relief and taking into account ground realities, it has obviously recognized what the faiths of men might possibly compel them to do in case all their emotions were not assuaged. So, I am deliberately using anodyne language. I am saying that the court had to, in its craftsmanship and statesmanship, try and, while not bowing down to faith, still take into account considerations of faith. A man may want to file a review, but does he have a case for review? I doubt it, because it seems to me that all the evidence and the pleadings were taken account of. The only question is as far as the moulding of relief is concerned, and that is a 142 solution.